Michael Dwayne Anderson Jr. came to us a beautiful, curly blonde-haired, blue-eyed baby boy on May 3, 1983. He was my firstborn and a namesake, our little man. When Mike Jr. was 5, his biological mother and I were divorced. To stay close to him, I bought a home a few blocks away. We had a very close father-son relationship, and Mike was always my best friend. Angela came into Mike's life when he was 11 years old. She was an inspiration and a mentor to him, teaching him the value of hard work, teamwork, and family.
Mike Jr. and I agreed that I would be called Ange, not Mom.
From the time he was 15, he began to seriously think about a military career, and at 17, he decided to be a Marine. But not just any Marine, he wanted to be a member of the elite Fleet Anti-Terrorist Security Team, FAST Company, a special op unit that trains with Navy SEALs and Delta, whose motto is anytime, any place. On September 11, 2001, while he was still in boot camp, he felt that he had found his destiny. After successfully graduating from several Marine training schools, he became a member of the 2nd FAST Company in early 2002, where his buddies gave him the nickname AJ.
When Mike was in training in Virginia, he met Kendall Lucas and spent every possible minute with her. Kendall was great for Mike. With her positive attitude, she kept him motivated and his head straight.
Mike first saw combat in Haiti, when he and his platoon were sent to defend American interests from rebel attacks in February 2004. AJ made the worldwide news when he appeared on the MSNBC homepage, standing on top of the U.S. Embassy in Port-au-Prince. For his valor, Mike received a personal letter of commendation from the U.S. Ambassador James B. Foley, thanking him for saving his life and securing the presidential palace, the consulate, and the prime minister's office. He also earned several medals for his service. In May of 2004, Mike had the opportunity to go to Iraq, and he jumped at the chance. He was assigned to the famed 3rd Battalion of the 5th Marine Regiment, 1st Marine Division based at Camp Pendleton. In June, he was promoted to Corporal, responsible for training Marines in close quarters combat and urban assault and warfare. Now that Mike was on the West Coast, we tried to be together as much as possible. We went to the World Superbike races at Laguna Seca, spending 3 magnificent days in Monterey, then 5 nights in Las Vegas, staying at the Palms and the Hard Rock Hotel, living like rock stars. When we got home, we had a welcome home and belated 21st birthday party with more than 120 people. On Father's Day, Mike and I parachuted at 13,000 feet in the morning, rode up to the LaGrange Saloon on our street bikes for lunch, and then raced home to attend a rock concert that evening. The following weekend was spent on ProFlight's houseboat at Lake McClure, boating, wakeboarding with several friends. We spent 4th of July at a friend's ranch shooting off rockets and fountains to celebrate America's Day of Freedom. Later that month, we were guests at the Playboy Mansion. I will always treasure these precious few weeks with my son.
Kendall was part of these special days, coming out from Virginia to spend time with Mike and our family. She and Mike had planned their future together after the war.
On the 3rd anniversary of 9/11, Mike boarded a plane bound for Kuwait, his final destination, Fallujah, Iraq, where he and his platoon were immediately assigned to patrol the perimeter of the city, setting up surprise roadside checkpoints and conduct night raids. In late September, his team was engaged in what was to become a 6-hour firefight at a cement factory that ultimately ended with a call for close air support that vaporized the buildings with 500-pound bombs from F-16s. The battle for Fallujah officially began on November 8th, and Mike was promoted to squad leader with his own group of Marines. For 7 straight days, they lived on the streets, fighting for every inch of ground, frequently engaging in firefights and being pinned down by enemy fire. Mike's unit ultimately suffered 19 casualties. On Saturday morning, December the 11th, Mike called to tell us his buddy, Corporal Jeremy Baker, had been hit in the leg. I had to dig it out of Mike to learn that he too had been hit in the back by a bullet fragment that pierced his flak jacket and lodged in his back. He assured me that he would be okay and that a field dressing would be adequate. He was not going to leave his guys in the field. We spoke for less than a minute before he said that he had to go. I told him I loved him, and the phone went dead. This was the last time we talked. 3 days later, while entering a house, he was ambushed by 8 enemy combatants and died with a single bullet that pierced his heart. They say Marines are a different breed. My son Mike was very passionate about his commitment to the Marine Corps and dedicated to the missions that he was assigned. He had a no-fear attitude and the self-confidence to support his actions. He was always a high-speed kid, living his life to the fullest. He had faith in humanity and believed in what he was doing, voluntarily putting himself in harm's way for our freedoms, beliefs, and our American way of life. Angela and I live with no regrets. We did everything that we could for Mike Jr. to make his life as pleasant as possible, knowing that we loved him and that he could count on us for anything. Losing our son has been the darkest thing that's ever happened to us, changing our lives forever. He will always be in our hearts, and we shed tears for him every day. He was a true representative of the strength and character of our great nation. He was not afraid to roll up his sleeves and get in it. Mike, you will be forever missed, but never forgotten. We will love you in our hearts, minds, and souls for an eternity. Our stellar stud Marine.